What is up, internet world, and welcome back to the channel. Today I bring you the 2023 Honda racing vehicle. High rider revolutionary vehicle, HR-V, and it's the smallest crossover from Honda. They've got the CR-V, the Passport, and of course the Pilot that ranges upward. Now this thing is actually built on the Civic platform, which got launched last year, and not the Fit. This is its second generation. The first generation was launched in 2016, and now for 2023 we've got the second generation here in North America. So this makes total sense. Honda said, you know what, we're gonna base this thing now on the 11th generation Civic, which makes sense because 11 generations of doing a car, obviously you know what you're doing, and get rid of the Fit because nobody really buys those things. Here in North America, we like a little bit bigger. And that's what this is. This is 9.5 inches longer than the last generation, based on a Civic. But when I stand here and look at this thing, all I see is Mercedes-Benz GLA. This is all GLA right here. And here is kind of like also Mercedes, Audi Q5, old generation kind of style. And then when I go to the front here, I'm like, really Ford, Escape, new generation, totally like cartoonish, like the movie Cars. So since we're reviewing an economy car, we want to talk about one thing that we never talk about, specifically price. How much is this thing gonna cost? Well, in the US, base car LX trim front wheel drive costs $23,000. In Canada, it's about 28. This loaded one, top of the line EX-L with NAVI, all wheel drive, costs $28,950 in the States, and in Canada, costs a whopping $37,000 plus freight, PDI, and the rest of it. That's almost 40 G's. This thing has the worst horsepower and torque rating we've ever done on this channel. Oh yeah. It's a 2-liter naturally aspirated that makes 158 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque. We're in 2022. This is a 2023. I didn't even know you could make torque that low out of a 2-liter. Like, it took some serious engineering to make that kind of weak sauce out of this motor. Anyways, there's 3 modes. There's normal, eco, and snow. We're gonna put it in normal because that's the best that we got. Put in S for sport and foot to the ground. Very slow. But we're gonna try that with you, not just me. You're gonna feel the slowness with me. All right, you ready? We're gonna count this thing. Ian, put a timer on. 1, 2, 3, let's go. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. How fast is that? 10 seconds, right? Because 10 seconds is all it takes to get to 60 miles an hour, and it does a quarter in about 20 seconds. Anyways, people I guess don't buy this thing to be fast. They buy this for gas mileage, right? But this thing has the same gas mileage, if not a little bit worse, than a CR-V. And it's smaller than a CR-V. Now this thing's based on the new generation Civic. That's why inside it's very Civic-like, which is super awesome, because the new Civic is really good quality, has the right buttons, all that stuff. Kind of feel it. This is no Honda Fit whatsoever, and this definitely not is the old generation HR-V, which I really liked. I rented one in LA through Turo, and it was light and easy, and they had those cool doors in the back, and it's kind of funky and modern, which makes sense because it is for younger people. And it's not hybrid. It's naturally aspirated, weak sauce 2-liter. Like Honda, you have other motors to put in this thing, don't you? I know they're gonna say the Toyota Corolla Cross, we haven't reviewed it, one day we will, but we're thinking about the Taos, we're thinking about the Seltos. Those things are like fun and nimble. I mean, the Taos is not the fastest thing in the world, but it's faster than this. Ready, set, go. Oh, you got a better launch than me. Anyways, people don't buy this for speed, obviously. People buy this for comfort, for visibility, for space and storage, for its looks, for its price. So price ain't the cheapest. Looks, totally subjective. Ride, I will say it is good. It is good. It is I feel comfortable in here. I feel fairly stable. I don't feel like I'm at even a higher speed. I feel like it's good. Maybe the thought of like, yeah, working the engine is fun, but it's not when you got a CVT. Think about this. Imagine you're with your mother and you're going somewhere far and she's sitting here and you're trying to pass somebody, and because you know this thing is gutless, you stick this puppy in L. And when you pass or attempt to pass this car, truck, bicycle, whatever you're trying to pass, put your foot to the ground, and this is all she hears. She's gonna scream, slow down, and you're not even speeding up. So to the front, I like the way this looks. I like the way the LED headlights are slim, they're narrow, and they have these nice DRLs in them. They obviously do have front parking sensors, which is nice on something like this. Well, because this is an EX-L NAVI, you get this high gloss grille over here. Otherwise, you just get one in matte finish. Now, a nice big Honda badge here. And then, yes, you have this black lower valence that wraps around sort of like a crab. Cool look. I don't mind the front. Obviously, the grille to me is a bit crazy, but it's because it's white and it really pops off in this black. To the side, now you can see these LEDs, pretty nice touch. What you can also see are these wheels. These are 17-inch wheels and they're completely hideous. They're not because they're 17s, it's because the design of them. They've got this like helicopter vibe going on, but they don't go all the way to the end. They stop right here, and that makes these wheels look like they're 15s and not 17s. Now, if you got the sport version, you get 18-inch wheels, and you also get black mirror housing and a black rear spoiler. Those are nice touches. These 17s just look so weird to me on this white car. Now this Honda is all-wheel drive. As I said, you can get them in front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, but this is not an off-roader of any sort. It's completely an on-road vehicle. It's really just to get you up your driveway, not to do any sort of serious off-roading. They have done some suspension changes. They've actually got rid of the torsion beam in the back, and now this thing has a multi-link suspension in the back, so it makes it more smoother. It handles a little bit better because you have 9.5 inches more of length. The other thing it has is the key now has remote start. And on top of that, they've moved the handles from up here on the old generation to down here, so everybody's kind of used to it. Now it also has something unique called auto lock. So when I have the key in my pocket and I forget to lock the car, I just simply walk away and then the vehicle locks. The back is what I like the best. Way better than the front. I like this spoiler. I like that little shark fin. I like that it doesn't have this big thing that says all-wheel drive. And it's a small little sticker here. Because I asked Ian, is this thing all-wheel drive? I had to look underneath until I realized it's right there. Nice touch, Honda. I won't say that again, Ian. They have modernized these taillights. They are black in the back. They've got these LED strips around it. Nice touch. They've hidden the rear view camera right there, which is what most manufacturers do. Coming below, it's got black, piano black all the way through. Some people say this is a little bit plain, but what they're trying to do is, again, possibly move to hybrid or all electric, so they're trying to get rid of the exhaust. But if you do buy the Sport, you do get a tip. In this specific case, it's hidden right here, kind of out of the way. And just like the Taos and the Kona, this doesn't have power tailgate. You have to lift it up yourself. It's not height adjustable. It just goes up. How much depth do we have? We have 33, and in terms of width, we've got 44. That is really wide. And they have these cutouts here that you could easily fit golf clubs, so that is cool. Now they're thinking about their demographic. Even this little rear cargo mat has HR-V in it. Now this is not obviously when you buy the car, this is probably a part you buy from the parts department, but that's a nice touch. But what is unfortunate though is they've got rid of what makes the HR-V popular. And that is underneath the back seat, you could lift it up and have storage underneath. Now you can't do that. You can simply just slide it backwards and forwards. No, you can't do that either. All you can do is just put it down. But when you do put it down though, it is flat. As flat as I've seen in a long time. Take a look at that. That is pretty flat. And if you're curious to know how deep that goes, right to that rear center console, you've got 71 inches, almost 6 feet. That's cool. Back seat of the HR-V. Now this has nice big doors, good entry point. I can get in very easily. The height is great. I can just simply step in, step out. Very good, doesn't feel awkward like I'm sitting into the car or sitting up into the car. It's perfect, it's got a great height. This door panel is really nice. They have this like waves pattern on the bottom of it. Because this is an EX-L, I have 2 speakers per door. Fit and finish quality is really good. It is plastic on the top here, but it doesn't appear to be plasticky. It's a nice touch, lots of headroom for me. Again, I'm 5'9", so somebody that's 6'2" is probably the tops, maybe 6'3". The seat feels really comfortable. It got nice bolstering. It's just not a bench. It's contoured well. So good touch, Honda. I do like it. There are a few issues that I see. First things first, they have no venting here. There's really a pocket. And this exact car in Asia comes with venting. This also has no plugs. Now, this is supposed to be a baby CR-V or almost the same size as the CR-V. Where are the plugs? There's no USBs, no USB-Cs, nothing. No cigarette lighter. There's absolutely nothing. So back here, I have no air conditioning, no heating, and nothing to plug my devices into. And people are going to buy this. Generally going to have at least 1 or 2 kids. And even if grandparents do buy this thing because they want someone to sit higher, maybe not as big as a CR-V, well, the grandkids are going to sit in the back and they're going to want to plug something in, and this doesn't have it. This also doesn't have any sort of center armrest with a, something to put like a console, and there's no cup holders. There are door holders where you can put stuff in, but really no cup holders in the center. Kind of tough. Obviously, you do have seatbelt up here, and visibility back here is good. When I'm sitting back here, I don't feel claustrophobic. It doesn't have a panoramic sunroof. Obviously, this price point, it does have a sunroof right there. It has nice lighting here, but other than that, it's good. Seating is really, really good. Lots of leg room. I don't feel stuffy by any means, but the plugging in part, kind of hard. Like if you want to go on long distance, nothing to plug your stuff in, to bug the people in the front, kind of crazy. Front seat of the HR-V. Look at this opening. It's almost like a 75-degree opening. Very easy to get in and out. Sit in, sit out. Super easy. So I like that. You've done a good job. You've nailed the height, Honda, so I like it. Now, on the left side, we'll start and we'll go all the way through because economy cars deserve it. So we've got the automatic windows, front and passenger and driver. You've got your automatic mirrors. They are heated, which is good. You have heated windshield, which is crazy at this price point. Now, you can't see it because the heating elements are just on the bottom where the wipers are. They're not on the actual screen like a Range Rover. Now, however, around the honeycomb grills, they've used this soft-to-touch material that really makes it more luxurious. And they've pulled that from the Civic, but this material is different than the Civic, so I like that. Everything is the same. This is a 9-inch screen as opposed to a 7-inch that's standard, and you get the 9-inch on the high-end EX-L. You also do get wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, whereas on the 7-inch screen, you don't get wireless, you have to plug it in. As far as the driver's display goes, it is analog on the speedometer, and then you have a digital section that shows the tach and your speed in a digital format, as well as the mileage, the temperature outside, and your gas. So very easy to use, clean. I like the way they've done that. Some people don't like the fact that it's digital and analog. They want to digital the whole thing, but everything's really digital. So I like the fact they've kept that analog piece. That to me is a win. As far as the steering wheel goes, you do have your adaptive cruise control, keeping your lane, your volume controls. Everything's really easy to use and super intuitive. Underneath, you have your typical heated steering wheel. I see a lot of manufacturers now are using this little area to put a heated steering wheel button instead of in the back or right here. It's a nice touch right there, right on my fingertips. Thumbs up. And just like the Civic, these HVAC controls are money. Very, very easy to use, in your face, obvious, not too many buttons at all, but it's understandable that anybody that doesn't know how to use a car can still kind of figure it out. I like how they've rearranged the center console to make it more 2023. They have this wireless charging here now, and it can fit any size phone, so never worry about how big your phone's going to be because this HR-V can handle it. You have the cup holders here now, a lot more forward-facing than back here. Very easy to grab and use. You do have a USB right there. I'm glad they've left a USB and not put USB-C. Honda's still thinking, you know what, it's not like every other brand where they're putting USB-C everywhere. It's USB at the moment. Your shifter, super easy to use. Obviously right there. It does have an S and an L because there is no actual sport mode here. It's only normal, economy, and snow. Now moving down from the drive mode, I like how the center console is shaped like a wine glass, and it's again has that texture and that material there to make it soft. But now it does two things. One, it creates space to have these extra USBs right here, one per side, one for the passenger, one for the driver. Also, it creates space underneath here so you can put stuff on this anti-slip mat. But what it also does is it creates the image or the visual of having more space on the bottom here, because most consoles basically run straight and it makes it tighter here. The other odd thing is that they have a storage right here on the left side on the dash. Now, I can put coins here, but I think this space is designed to put coins. It's just super small and it doesn't have any grip material in it. I'm not sure why they've put it there. So on this console, you have hill descent. Now all HR-Vs sold have hill descent. Nice touch. electromechanical parking brake, and then brake hold. Brake hold is a really big feature that I enjoy because when you're in the city, it's nice to not have to press the brake all the time. And then you have your center console armrest. Now it has a really good amount of padding, so the elbow is safe in this department. And when I open this up, there's a decent amount of room in here, not a ton. There's enough room for about 3 maple syrup bottles and a small box of Timbits. Now the screen is identical to the one we reviewed in the Civic, but I'll briefly go through it here in the HR-V. You've got your hard buttons where it's home, back, your volume, your audio, and then your fast forward and reverse buttons here for your audio. When I hit the home button here, on the header I have my audio source, what I'm listening to, and then the time. And then in the middle I have 8 large icons that are color-coded with navigation, phone, FM, Bluetooth audio, smartphone connection, satellite radio, and then a trip computer. Now on the footer, I have those same exact buttons, navigation, phone, FM, Bluetooth, which is kind of weird why they have large up here and then on the footer the same thing. Now in the US, I'm told that navigation isn't available on the HR-V, even on the top level, because everybody expects them to use plug-in or wireless Apple CarPlay, which makes sense in the US why they don't have it, because this software is pretty basic. The only thing really here that I'd spend time investing in is satellite radio, because you can rewind it and I like the way it's laid out. Other than that, it's a fairly basic system that's super easy to use, and hey, I guess that's the case when you buy a Honda. So who's buying this Honda HR-V, and why would they? Well, for starters, the interior is beautiful. So I would say that just getting this thing in the showroom, it's like really quality pieces, just nice to touch, just really good finish. Everything in here is very straightforward, easy to look at, easy to navigate, and visibility is great. It sits higher, it's not overly large. It definitely is the right direction for Honda to try to find something different as opposed to the old generation HR-V, which is lower, more sporty. This is more sort of SUV-ish or crossover style design. So yeah, I kind of get it. So the people that are going to buy this thing is probably like single people with kids, or like empty nesters, mom and dad kind of vibe. They might buy this thing. But if they have any sort of performance or any safety understanding that you need power to pass things, they're going to be like, nah, thank you. I'm going to buy something with a bit more power. And it really depends on a salesperson. If the salesperson's like, yeah, you know what, we don't have much in stock, but we got this HR-V. Would you like it? And you're like, I need a car. It fits everything. I don't really care about speed. I don't drive on the highway. Well, there we go. This is for you. HR-V, waiting for you in the dealerships. Have fun. That's someone who would buy it. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this review on the HR-V. Catch you in the next one.